Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Wow, what a wild card weekend we had. This is the NFL Divisional Series preview. Wild card weekend was just that, wild. I didn't do well. Tennessee, Kansas City. Tennessee had that comeback win. I got to watch the end of it, and wow. Just wow. Referees. I mean, come on. Why the fuck are we talking about referees? Tennessee getting a victory. I picked Kansas City. Atlanta, LA. I was hoping a different Rams team would show up. Obviously, Falcons. I guess, I should have went with them. Second guessing myself now. Kind of, hindsight. Their playoff experience, last year, getting to the Super Bowl. Choking, kind of like Georgia did. Yeah. But the Rams never been to the playoffs. This team, so maybe next year's their year. And on Sunday, Jacksonville won. Kind of knew that. I seen that one coming. Carolina losing to New Orleans again. Playoff experience. Drew Brees, he's one of the greatest of all time. He's a Hall of Famer. I should have realized that beating Carolina twice this year so far, he would have done it a third time. So the games were good. Some of them were. I kind of fucked my picks up there a little bit. Oh well. There's always this week. NFL Divisional games. We have 4 games for you here. We have first game, the Atlanta Falcons going into Philadelphia. Philadelphia in the division series, all-time 7-6. Atlanta 4-5. Head-to-head, 1-2 in the playoffs. Atlanta. Both teams top 10 in offense. 7th for Philadelphia, 8th for Atlanta. Defense, 4th for Philadelphia, 9th for Atlanta in yards per game. Point-wise, Philadelphia scored 28 game, giving up 18. Atlanta scoring 22, giving up 19. Here's the kicker. That was with Carson Wentz, not Nick Foles. Eagles are 7-1 at home this year. Their only loss was Week 17 to Dallas, when nobody played. Atlanta is 5-3 on the road. They're 1-0 on the road in the playoffs this year. They beat Carolina. The 3 losses was to Carolina, New Orleans, and New England on the road. Atlanta's favored by 3. Much as I thought Philadelphia was the team to beat, Nick Foles is not Carson Wentz. I hope I'm wrong, but the way Atlanta played at LA, they're going to Philadelphia. The Falcons are motivated. They want back to the Super Bowl. They want the Patriots again. I think they'll choke like Georgia did, like they did last year, but not in this game. I got Atlanta winning. I got them covering the 3 and under on the 41.5. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans, that surprise victory in Kansas City, versus God himself when it comes to pro football, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, the New England Patriots. Patriots all time are 14-6 in the divisional series, 4-4 in the wild card. So they have a first round bye a lot. 9-4 in the conference title game, 5-4 in the Super Bowl. The Brady era, 23-9 in the playoffs. This is their 14th divisional game. They've had 2 wild card games. They're 11-2 in the division series, 2-0 in wildcard games. They're 6-5 in the conference title games, and they're 4-2 in the Super Bowl. Number 1 in offensive yards per game, 394, New England. Now Tennessee's defense is 9th, giving up 318. Tennessee on the year was averaging 21 points a game, 22 points on defense. They won 22-21, still about normal. New England is 6-2 at home. They're favored by 13.5. Patriots win. Do they cover 2 touchdowns versus that freaking Tennessee defense? It's Tom fucking Brady. They cover under on the 47. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Pittsburgh. Jacksonville 10-6 on the season. Pittsburgh 13-3. Pittsburgh won in 2007 when these teams played in the Divisional Series, 31-29. Jacksonville, Week 5 in Pittsburgh, won 30-9. Big Ben threw 5 interceptions. Leonard Fournette ran for 191 yards. Jacksonville has the second stingiest defense when it comes to yards per game at 286. Well, Pittsburgh's 5th at 306. Offense, Pittsburgh is 3rd at 377 yards a game. Jacksonville's 6th. Blake Bortles, where did he come from this year? 365 yards a game. Pittsburgh is 6-2 at home. One of those losses was Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 4-4 on the road. One of those wins was at Pittsburgh. Can a young, hungry Jacksonville team go into Pittsburgh a second time, this time in the playoffs, and win? Pittsburgh is the favorite by 7.5. Jacksonville plus 7.5. Pittsburgh covering and under on the 41. I have Jacksonville doing it. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. And then the late game, we have the 11-5 New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings, 13-3. Saints are 2-3 in division games all time, while the Vikings are 9-12. In playoffs, the Saints have beat the Vikings 2 out of 3 times. In Week 1, Minnesota won in Minnesota 29-19. Minnesota's defense is first in yards allowed at 275. New Orleans' offense is second with 391. Vikings are 7-1 at home. Just like New Orleans in wildcard weekend against Carolina, you had the experience of Tom Brady versus the young, hungry Cam Newton. The experience won out. Here you have a very inexperienced dude, forgot his name, the quarterback of the freaking Vikings, Case Keenum. Former Rams quarterback, fucking horrible with the Rams. Here he is leading a team to the playoffs to first round bye. The inexperience of Case Keenum versus the experience of Drew Brees. I got Drew Brees winning. So my 4 winners moving on to championship week next week. From the NFC, we have the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. And then the AFC, the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New England Patriots, which I think will have a Patriots-Saints Super Bowl. But I've been wrong a lot, so we'll go with that. But that will wrap up the NFL Divisional Series per review. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day, have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports town content.